You know, first of all, you know, it's a honor and a privilege to be part of the 44. It's a streak. It's unmatched in any sport in NCAA history. So to be part of that and be part of that with Coach Frazier, you know, it's an honor. Very disappointed that we didn't get in. I felt like that after we won the first 2 games that we were going to be in. But yesterday, watching the games being played out and seeing all the upsets, you know that it starts shrinking down the number of enlarged bids. And so I knew we were on the bubble, but I guess we missed it by we were the last team not to get in, to hear them talk. And but you got to learn from these things and understand that every game counts. There's some Wednesday games here or there, or a conference game here or there, or whatever it may be, to get you into these tournaments. And it's getting tougher and tougher every year. There's more and more good teams out there that are battling and emphasizing baseball that, be honest, have guided their programs from what Miami started doing many years ago, on the field, off the field, to be good in this sport, to be able to do what they're doing, and I'm just proud to be part of it.
Hey Jim, the kids fought so hard. You know, what was your message to them in the locker room after? What did you tell those guys?
Well, just to be honest, proud of them. They did. They finished strong. They worked hard, and but you can't. At the end of the day, you can't let somebody else control your destiny. And that a lot of games that we lost, maybe we couldn't. You know, could have won those games, but you know, we've had a lot of adversity this year, a lot of injuries, and everybody talks about injuries, but you see ours and how you're getting guys closer to being well, whether it's Chester, who played much better at the end, or Chris Barr, getting healthier, Johnny Ruiz, who didn't play short for us. It really made us a much better club up the middle. But Mditas, of course, didn't come back. But you see the different guys that came back and the difference it made in our club in the second half, in particular the last quarter of the season, that was a real difference maker for us to get those guys healthy.
Jim, you got 1 more year left for you as a head coach. How important is it for you, you know, to be able to rebound and just get them back on the right path?
Of course, you want to finish out. You know, you want to finish on top. And I know it's 44 for this program, but for me, it's since 1985. You know, I went to Georgia Tech, so I've been to it for a long time too. So it's devastating for a lot of people, including myself, to not be going to the tournament. But my last year is a very important year. It's my however many it is, 41 or whatever. It's my 25th at Miami. So no question, I want to finish strong, and I want to go back to Omaha like our goal is always. And we forget, you know, but it's tough. It's tough, and we're as a group we're seeing how tough it is.
Jim, there's only been 3 teams last 30 years that had a record as good as you guys had in conference that didn't get in. How much were you hoping that they would take into account that this is a pretty good conference and you guys were pretty good in it, especially the second half of the year?
Well, I mean, last year, you know, we had 10 teams from our league, but there wasn't those upsets like there was this year. We finished 3rd in the Coastal, 6th in the league, and 3rd in the tournament. And I thought that would get us in. I mean, to be honest with you, but our RPI wasn't as good as I would like for it to be. And they go to a lot of factors there to do it. But it's an amazing streak, and it's again, I'm proud to be part of that streak, and just got to regroup and as a team and get ready to start fighting again next year. I think our guys fought hard all year. Wasn't it? They played hard, they worked hard, and wasn't anything to do from that point.
Jim, if you play kind of the what-if game, does your mind go to maybe that rain out of Florida State, the last game in North Carolina? What sort of things when your mind wanders, when you think about it?
Well, I mean, gosh, those games can change your APR, you know, drastically in a big game. Well, it's a Florida State that was rained out after you know, a couple innings, and here, and you got them at home, and but you know, we had lightning and the rain, and they wouldn't let us on the field, and then the game in North Carolina. I mean, gosh, I thought that game they played as good as any team in the country. Of course, they're number 2. They're a very talented team, and but you can't let it come down to one game. you gotta win some games you're not supposed to win, but you got to win the games you're supposed to win, and some of those we did.
And do you think I know that the draft is coming up and stuff, do you think you're going to lose a lot of kids, or maybe because it was a down year, more will be coming back?
You know, I haven't thought a lot about that. I'm sure
Right.
some of our guys sign pro, our guys that come here to get a degree from Miami, which our APR is great in this program. But they come here to sign pro too, and to have a chance to play in the big leagues. And we have a great program put where these guys, when they sign and they come back, we pay for all their school, and that's why they're graduating. And so a lot of them do want to sign. You know, in that junior year, if you played through 3 years, then you only have 2 semesters, or a lot of times it's 3 semesters left, and to come back, and they think that's a small window to come back right there with only 2 or 3 semesters.
At what
Couple
point,
more questions.
At what point watching the show, Jim, did you sort of know that it probably wasn't going to work out for you guys? Were you hopeful up until the last one, or did you were you keeping a running tally as far as
Well, I knew that we
years
wouldn't.
were in and all that?
Yeah, I mean, well, they mentioned us at the first, which was kind of scary that the guys that may not make it. There was an opening statement. And so that was not a good statement to hear in the beginning. I knew that we would not be placed in any regional with an ACC team. So the further you got into it, yeah, you're down to 8 teams, but you knew that 2 of those was going to be ACC sites, so you had 2 other sites. And I mean, you see Baseball America, you see D1 baseball had us at different places going to Arkansas or whatever, but we were close, and so of course I was hoping until the last word that we were going to get in.
How different was it going to bed last night? You know, obviously knowing the regionals had been announced, and that's always the standard here too. So you knew already it was going to be a tough. Did you get much sleep last night, or?
Well, I knew going in that yesterday morning I felt good. Last night I didn't feel good because I've been around a long time and seen these large bids go out, and knew that we were on the bubble going into the ACC tournament, that we played good in the ACC tournament, won 2 out of 3. But I saw the upsets with the limited number of large bids. So no, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was very concerned going to bed last night and waking up a couple times in the middle of the night and getting up early and looking at final results and trying to guess with the committee. But the committee worked all weekend plus up until this morning sometime. I don't know what idea. I don't have any idea what time, but as a committee, they do their best to put the best teams in. And overall, over the years, you're always going to question some of those things. I felt like we deserved to get in, but those large bids that got in to upset their conferences is what kicked us. St. John's and Rice and all those. So up to those wins, we would have been in the tournament.
What do you do now?
Last
Jeff?
question for
It's
Coach
been
Morris.
a while since you had this sort of time on your hands. What do you do the next couple of weeks? Have you given any thought?
I
Do you
don't
get
know.
away? Do you watch? What do you
Geez,
do?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about it because I thought we'd be in the tournament. And, we've been playing good, so I thought when we get in the tournament, anything can happen. And you go back to the other time we had like this was 2002, that we had a slow season and we're a little bit on the bubble going in, but we ended up getting in and ended up losing in the Super Regionals at South Carolina. We were up by 3 in the 9th, or we would have gone to the World Series that year. So, there's always hope.
All righty. Thank you, Coach
Thank you,
Morris.
Coach. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jim.
Gotcha. Thank you.